Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I hope you get here at one of those times during the day. That's why this is going to be a really exciting experience, that when your optimal brain is synapsing, you can participate in your learning. This is Perfect Sentence Quarter 4, Week 3 and 4. I didn't label it correctly, I'm sorry. I'm trying to use the ability to use the oh, there it is. Okay, so it's 3. I cover it with black. We're going to take the opportunity to review what it was that we've done from August till now, the perfect sentence shout out. And in the past, you guys were able to reduce the interaction to a 3-minute run the board. You were in teams and you got extra credit points for your third quarter. So can I do this with you sitting there? Let's see if you can follow along to see that the who, what, where, when, how, why will be run over. I have 1 minute and 22 seconds. Here we go. All right, we have to go with the nouns first. So juveniles, officers, bail, lands, are you following? Offenses, youth, information. If you were to take the noun from it, it becomes a verb. I informed you of that before. Family, friends, to prevent the criminalization, T-I-O-N words. And it also lets you know that it is because there's an article in front of it. Navajos, capitalization, Native Americans. Oops, teacher just did a boo-boo, and I know that you know what it is. So we'll get back to it in a second. Now we are looking for verbs, right? Okay, so let's do that with the underlining twice. Seek, ding, 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 ding. Remember how I carry my little bell around? Skipped, to Maloo. Have skipped is your helper pooper, Jim Carrey. Remote note, helping. Okay, go. What I'm going to do here, we'll talk about it in a minute. It's called a infinitive phrase. Obtaining, ding, 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 ding. We got it. Ooh, teacher did another bad thing. Do you see what it was? Maybe not. Oh, I'm okay. Sorry. I'm doing this by the fly. Ooh, fly by. Preventing, ding, ding, ding. Yep. Okay. Now, what we have left is the articles. You got to have art. And so that's the noun is coming word. And we got the, and the noun is criminalization. We have, is there any A's in there? Okay. All right. This will be the end of that. Okay. 2 nouns in a row. The first one becomes an adjective. So the liaison at our school is Miss Tess, and yet she's an officer, so her role as a liaison defines herself as what kind of an officer. So it becomes a adjective. Reservation has a T-I-O-N, but because it's describing what kind of land, it becomes an adjective. And then we have, see any more? Native. See, I had to boo-boo that one up. I am native is a noun, but if I say I am a Native American, then native becomes a adjective describing what kind of an American. All right? So what we have here is that. Now, we usually don't run across these guys, but this is a adverb. That have skipped bail. Are there any more adverbs? We don't come across this two very often, do we? What would be next is our prepositions. I didn't talk to you too much about them, but they are from, and your object of your preposition is family and friends, to the light of the silvery moon, by obtaining information, family and friends, to. If you got one two, you got two twos. Too much. Okay, of is got its box a little sideways. Now, what we have here is an abandoned couple of adjectives. Time is a noun that is telling us what kind of an offense, and usually all numbers except if I have the blues becomes an adjective, except in that the blues is a noun. So there's always Lizzie the language lizard, if you guys remember. She comes by and goes, and she changes whatever the word was in the dictionary as its major function. It becomes a different part of speech because of where is it located in the sentence. And so we call those lizard language words. And remote is a adjective, even though it's not a noun, unless you have the remote in your hand, which my husband usually always does. Oh, then you have for as another preposition I left behind. Oh, then we have our conjunction stops. These are the wonderful words that when you get to a middle of an idea and you go, am I going to continue in that idea, or am I going to go one direction, which could be a or? Am I going to continue with that thought and go through that stop sign and go and? Am I going to justify going through it? Continuing down here is because of the wonderful things he does. And that's a big ugly, I didn't get it too slim down. Because. This slide has two functions. The first is to visualize the grammar that you just did, underlining, circling, crisscross, flags, and Lizzie the language lizard who changes the part of speech according to what is it next to in a sentence that I didn't get to finish before I moved to this slide, so I'm going to just try to tie that back up. Pardon me, I just ate an orange. Aren't you glad I continued? Ooh. A diagramming sentence is a wonderful way to visualize your wonderful ability to understand what it is that you do all day long. All day long, you are thinking, you are talking, you are dreaming, you are writing, and it starts with a main frame of a noun and a verb. And these are the most basic forms of communication that are effective. You can have a two-word sentence. You also can have a one-word sentence. We're going to discover those ways. But visualizing it really helps to avoid confusion of how complicated our communication really is. So the one noun that's on the left side of this crisscross is the subject noun. And then you have these words, commit, which is a verb, so it would be done in red, and we would say commit. All right, and how do we check our verb? Any verb you have, and that's why I carry that silly bell around my neck, is so that you're thinking. Oops, that's supposed to be a T. So that you are committing no crimes of passion Or maybe the only crime to commit is of passion. But this is why these words are very important. I'm putting ing here in parentheses, but I'm not doing it very well. Pardon me. Okay, that's committing. You always check your verb by adding an ing to it. Brings it to present tense, and it makes it very now. It's a now. Now. All right. Then we have the main subject. We could say misdemeanors committed by juveniles would make it into a pattern 1, but not a pattern 2. And the reason it won't become a pattern 2 is because of the preposition. So we could put juvenile committed, okay? Juvenile is committing crimes. These are words that the Read 180 is your vocabulary for the week, and you read the Brownsville court where teen court became what it is across the nation. And so these are words that I wanted to highlight. So we could say the juvenile. Okay, we'll just put the juvenile. If you're in denial that you committed a crime, you are probably who a bounty hunter liaison is looking for. And they don't want to criminalize you. They want you to come to terms with what was the crime that was committed. If it's a misdemeanor, it isn't a crime. It isn't to be prosecuted as a criminal. So the misdemeanor is where that word comes from. And then the or a juvenile, okay, is how you know a noun is coming, a noun is coming. And so we underline the different non-important words under the baseline. This right here is your baseline. This is demarcation. Yes. Noun separate from verbs. All right. So a juvenile committed. All right. Now we're going to make this into a pattern 2. All right. And a pattern 2 deviates from what a pattern 1 looks like because it will never break the line. And this is when you have a noun on this side of the crisscross. This is the crisscross. And then you have a subject noun over there and your verb in the middle. And I always think of this as a Oreo cookie. You've got the cookie part for your nouns and your creamy middle verb is your action verb, okay? So, a juvenile committed, we could say, again, the misdemeanor. So you could see a noun is coming, a noun is coming. And what is the noun? The noun is misdemeanor, okay? I'm going to put miss. Miss D. Ooh, play Misty for me. Nah. Miss De. Meaner, jelly beaner. This is really hard work. Minor. Oh, yeah. There it is. Misdemeanor. And it is, as the other, the is an article that tells you a noun is coming, a noun is coming. And what is the noun? Misdemeanor. And we abbreviate it, but a is not base to the expression. Juvenile committed misdemeanor. I mean, if we did a text, we would leave off the articles. Okay? So there you have how do we do a wonderful diagram visually of what we did in the first slide. So you can experience it in 2 different ways. Thank you.